Since we learned that global variables shouldn't be used for a variety of reasons and local variables are only visible in one script, you might be thinking, how do I store values that more than one script can see and use? Well, in programming languages, modules are used to accomplish this task. Modules aren't run when the game starts, so they are useful for storing functions or variables that can be called upon later on. In Roblox, you can right-click on where you want them to go and find module script under Insert Object. After that, you'll need to add a new table and call it whatever you want, but the module script's name is a recommended choice for good formatting. At the end of the script, you'll need to add a return and then the name of the table you created at the top. This is very important as it tells the computer that the module ends there and to allow the main script to return to functioning. Now that you've made a basic module, we'll need to create some functions so that we can call them from our main script. Create a global function like normal, but add the name of the table and a period after it before typing in the new function's name. This will tie the function with the table and allow you to call it from any other script. Functions in the module that aren't tied to the module's table will only be visible by the module. You can put the actions you want the module script to perform inside of the function, and if you want to return a value, just type return and then your value at the end of the function to send it back to the main script. Right now the module is looking pretty good, but it won't run without a few more lines of code. Let's add some lines to the main script so that we can call the module whenever we need it. Now that we're back to our main script, let's add a variable to the top of the script. This variable can be called anything, but it's easier to just name it the same as the module for consistency reasons. After you created the variable, you'll need to add a require and then add parentheses with the location of the module script inside of them. This tells the computer that this variable is a module and we need to be required before the script can run. If you forget to add the require portion, then the computer will treat it as an object and will break your script once you try calling a function from the module script later on. The final piece of adding a module script to your main script is to call one of the module's functions somewhere in your code. You do this by typing in the module script's variable name you declared earlier, adding a period, and then the function name. If you'd like to receive a value from your module script, you'd want to do the steps I mentioned earlier and then turn the module script function call in the main script into a variable.